Hi, welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Hi, I'm Ms. Steph, former laboratory scientist and after school director. I am also a former recording artist, independent recording artist, songwriter, dancer, all kinds of things that encompass my experience in being a well rounded STEAM person. And I now am the founder of Triple F Empowerment Inc., and we provide camp classes, community, and consulting to mitigate the gap of high quality hands on STEAM education here and we here specifically in Harlem. Once again, hi, I'm Ms. Steph. Welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. And as you can see and as you can hear, I hope you're able to hear me well. Hi. We are hopping right into today's live. And what is today? Just in case you're watching this on the replay, first of all, thank you for watching this on the replay. Today is March 6th, 2025. March 6th, 2025. And so I said that I would start with answering y'all's questions. There are various questions that I get on a regular basis. And then after I answer those questions, we are going to do some additional. Do you see these? Do you know what my favorite color is? You're not surprised. That somehow I've found purple beans. And of course, for those of you who are botanically versed and educated, you're not surprised either on that end. But sometimes I tell people, hey, there are purple beans, and folks are like just shocked. There are various colors of various plants. Like plants come literally in every color. But yes, so yes. I just want to, I like to make sure that I'm saying true statements before I'm like just saying stuff. But anywho, so like I said, answering your questions at the beginning of our time together. And then after I answer questions, I go into our activity. So I decided today, and I thought it would be super fun and appropriate for the questions to be based off of Saturday Science Club. So the most common questions that I get around Saturday Science Club, there are kind of a good five. There are five questions that I often get about Saturday Science Club. And I actually was in particular asked these questions that I'm going to share with you. I was asked them today from one of the new families that I'm looking forward to meeting on Saturday. So shout out to you for asking these questions. And once again, Monday, this past Monday, and over the next several weeks, we'll be covering questions. So, anywho, let's not belabor the point. I'm going to call these questions up to make sure that I cover all of them. And it was fantastic because the person asked asked these questions today. Also, for those of you wondering how to get a hold of me, you can check out our website. I'm putting it in the chat right now. tfempowerment.org. Or you can email me. Email me at Ms. So MS, Ms. Steph, at tfempowerment.org. Okay. tfempowerment.org, as in Triple F Empowerment Inc.org. All right, so let's go ahead and pull up these questions. These are very, very common questions. These are frequently asked questions. So the first question is around price and again, I'm answering questions for specific components of Ms. Steph Science Club, specific components of our organization and services that we provide to the community, and mostly the Harlem community, because that's where we're based. And so we serve here first and out, right? So specifically, I was asked about the pricing. So for Saturday Science Club, for the last 2 years, I want to say for the last 2 years and moving forward and off and on, it's been off and on, but we settled over the last 2 years and moving until further notice. Saturday Science Club is a free thing for participants. So, meaning I frame it that way so that you're clear that it's not like free for us to provide and to do, but it is free for participants. Families do not pay for Saturday Science Club to be able to participate in Saturday Science Club. And so it is free to participate in that program for families. You don't need to like pay, like there's nothing you need to pay for to be able to participate. Like it's not like, oh, tuition is free, but you need to provide materials. No, we provide all the things that they need to engage in the service program. Actually, no, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to go by the questions. Alrighty then. So that's the first question, cost. Next question. I get this question a lot about snack because different families need different things. And for the timing, Saturday Science Club happens from 12 to 2 p.m. So as you can imagine, depending on kind of your family schedule, that's around lunchtime for some families, for some children. Now at school, they actually, for those of you who might not be aware, who are not like don't have kids in public school anymore, or maybe your child goes to private school or charter school, and so the lunch schedule is different. But for most children, elementary, early elementary children, lunch actually happens before 12 o'clock because they get out of school at 2:20. Okay. And so lunch is happening before 12 o'clock on a regular basis for them. But maybe on the weekend, your family sleeps in or does whatever you choose to do. And therefore, lunch is around Saturday Science Club time. But that being said, snack, can you bring a snack? So I've shared this before. Yes, you can bring a snack. I do have a couple of families where they send snack. What I will say is that we do not manage it for them because there's not time. Program is from 12 to 2. My focus during that time is making sure they have the educational experience they need to. So you're more than welcome to send a snack with them. My preference is that you feed them before or after, because the snack sometimes becomes distracting. Anybody who actually works with children, and some who don't work with children might be like, well, what does she mean by snack is distracting? How can feeding a child being distracted? It sometimes, especially because sometimes they want to eat and play with the toys at the same time, which becomes very problematic. Like sticky fingers, also allergens, all that type of stuff now becomes introduced. Okay. But that being said, I do have families who bring snack, they manage it, and they help the child do whatever they need to do, and it's an easily managed snack. I do firmly communicate, please do not send nuts. That is a general, like in school kind of rule that at this point I would encourage us to be able to like really just go forth with. So if you do decide to bring a snack, do not have nuts or peanuts or say like shellfish. Those allergies, the reason I say those allergies for those who don't know, those particular allergens, for those who don't know, those allergens are do cause, if a person is allergic, those are the ones that cause a very severe reaction in the people who are allergic. And like I said, since we're not managing the snack, like we're not cleaning up the area, we are also responsible to turn the room back over to the state that we received it in. We are using a space, and I will talk about the exact address later because that's in the questions. We are using a space that is not our own space. We partner with the Usawa Beacon at Wadley. Okay. And so for that reason, it's even harder for us to manage like the cleanup and all that. But again, like I said, I have families that do it. They come, they clean up their space, boom, and I never have to worry about anything that's happening with the snack. And so that's my answer for snack. Can you bring snack? Basic answer, yes. See earlier in the video for all the addendums with it. We are not managing it. It has to be cleaned up. Please do not send nuts or shellfish. Nuts, peanuts, or shellfish. And yes, peanuts are different than nuts. Okay, for those of you who are in the botanical game. All right, and we're talking about botanicals later today. Yes, allergens. We have to be super careful of our community. Remember, camp classes community and consultant community is one of our C's for a reason. It's very important to me, and it's intentional. It's an intentional thing that I do. So yeah, fee, none. It's free. It's free for y'all. Snack, sure. See addendum. Then next question, can parents stay? Like totally. If you want to stay and hang out and help, yes. Do I have other parents that stay on a regular basis? Yes. Okay. And I'll talk about that later. So yes, can parents stay, help? The expectation, if you are staying on site, you are then volunteering yourself to help support specifically with your child and the rest of the community in a kind way. Okay. And I hope my message is in a kind way. Okay. We are working together. If there is a child, if children are not getting along, we're supporting them in getting along. The majority of the children get along. Every once in a while, kids have a moment because, children have moments because we're people. They're people, but we do support them in healthy interactions with each other. Okay. And the expectation is that parents are interacting with each other in a positive way. A lot of parents refer, a lot of the families that we get are typically families. We have a lot of word of mouth, right? So the majority of our parents know each other. They learn each other throughout Saturdays, throughout summer camp, all that type of stuff. But again, the focus here is on Saturday program. And folks chit chat with each other on the side. And depending on how close parents get into our community, sometimes parents will pick up each other's kids, all that type of stuff. Okay. And so that's encouraged in our community. And as long as I have it in writing, and I know in writing that another parent can pick your child up, that can be done as well. All right. Parking. We are the location, which I have mentioned before, but I'll be super specific about later. We are at a public school, and so it's street parking. There's no parking that's, say, associated with our organization or with that building. Okay. Now, on to where the class is. If you've not heard me say it before, we are at Wadley on 114th Street between 7th and 8th Avenues. 7th and 8th Avenues are also known as Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard. That's the other name for 7th Avenue. And Frederick Douglass Boulevard. Okay, Frederick Douglass is the other name for 8th Avenue, formerly known as 8th Avenue, and further down it's 8th Avenue. Okay, and so those are the common questions. So let's review the answers very quickly. Is there a fee for Saturday Science Club? No. It's called club for a reason because it's not actually really a class. It's a gathering of children ages 5 to 10. And we have a great time. I set up multiple centers. There's no less than one center per letter of STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. The activities represent intentionally and very strategically represent the interest of the children, the things that they like to play with, the things I notice they enjoy, as well as making sure that we are getting in those STEAM education hours. Every Saturday is the equivalent of 3 or more weeks really worth of what they typically would get in your average public school, and that's an average over the whole United States. Most children in the quote unquote urban setting, take that how you take it, are receiving 40 minutes or less of hands on science a week. 12 to 2 o'clock, it's 120 minutes of hands on STEAM immersion. Okay. And so bringing your child gives them 3 weeks worth of science. Okay. Um, like I said, for children ages 5 to 10, for them to be able to be dropped off. You can speak with me offline for the other information about the other ages. But the activities and for the drop off services, that's geared towards children ages 5 to 10. Like I said, we're at Wadley. Wadley is located at 215 West 114th Street, and it is the one of the largest buildings, because the other side there's actually a housing building that looks like it's multiple buildings, but it's really one very long building. But Wadley is a well-known secondary school in Harlem, and it takes up legit half the block. So yeah, you're going to come in. Things that I'm not always asked, but I usually share. You will come into the main entrance. You're going to say, we're looking for, where's Science Club? Please be kind to folks at the front desk. They take great care of us, and we want to be spread the Science Club kindness to them as well. And they will go, oh, here, yes, go to such and such room. We are typically in one of the first 4 rooms, and we have a great time. Yes, yes, yes. Other things that I'm not asked, but I do add on. So these are the things you need to know, but unfrequently asked questions. You should send or bring your child in washable clothing. Do not bring them in the outfit they need to wear to any special event the following day or that afternoon. Sometimes kids come by and they're like on their way to a birthday party, whatever, what have you. Just be advised, especially this time of year is when we're starting to get into our more messier activities. And so you should not bring your child in their event clothing. Bring your kid. For those of us in old school, I am a Gen Xer. Yes, I'm towards the end of Gen X, like the great right before the transition, but I am a Gen Xer. And so I do know about play clothes or outside clothes. And so those are the clothes you are bringing your child in. Please do not bring them in their nice clothes. Other things, closed-toed shoes. For Saturday Science Club, it's a very strong suggestion. For summer camp, it is a mandatory. It's actually one of the things that I have in the parent handbook. So yeah, there is no parent handbook for Saturday Science Club. But for summer camp, there are forms. There are parent handbooks. And another thing that I share, but is not asked, registration. You do not have to register with us for Saturday Science Club, meaning with Triple F Empowerment Inc., but you do absolutely have to register with the beacon that is there, because that's a mandate, just because of how their programming works and how our partnership with them works. It is required. They do need documentation, and that's a form that you will need to complete, especially if you are dropping your child off. Okay. So now I just came out of questions from that specific parent, but now like going into the broader folks. So this video, if you have questions, or if in particular, especially if you have, there is a lot of noise happening outside. I really hope y'all are not getting this, but such is life. This is live in New York City. I live in a location to where the sirens happen a lot. But that being said, if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I already know how to rock with Saturday Science Club, but I have a parent that I want to bring, my folks, y'all know who you are. My folks who, first of all, thank you, who share and tell their buddies and their kids' buddies and their buddies' buddies about Saturday Science Club. this is the video you want to share with them about to give them information so that they know what to do and what not to do. All right. Let's review one more time. So first of all, what does program cost? It's free. Just bring your child. Okay. Ages 5 to 10. 5 to 10 for drop off service. Where we located? Inside of Wadley. Saturday Science Club is our only service we provide outside of that school. Out of that school, just be advised, we are not there throughout the week. We travel around. We make our way around. So you get, like, it's not like you can go into the school and be like, "Oh, is Miss Stephanie here?" She's not. Also, what days? First, second, and third Saturday at Wadley, which is located at 215 West 114th Street. Can I bring a snack? Sure. See additional instructions earlier. Okay. Like well-detailed additional instructions. Can parents stay? Yes, child, absolutely. And kind of how should my kid dress? In their most appropriate, but easiest washed attire. Closed-toed shoes are suggested, just in case anything like falls on their little feet. We want to be safe with their bodies. All right. Now, shall we move on to our science activity? So earlier this week, y'all know we started. It's spring. Spring has sprung, or rather, spring is about to spring. Spring is about to spring. The vernal equinox is actually on March 21st. And I say that as a scientific, so I know that there are different feelings about certain things, but that's a scientific date, okay, as far as when there sometimes are solstice and there are sometimes equinoxes. For spring, it's an equinox. And y'all, let me know if I'm wrong. But yeah, so anywho, it's coming up. Okay. And so, and daylight savings time is about to shift, all that type of stuff is coming. All right. And so I'm so excited. So excited for that shift. And during springtime, I do, we do plants because spring, like it's the best time to engage children in that conversation because they start to see the trees change and all those types of things they're able to easily see. All right. Plants, learning about plants and growing them are two different things, first of all. And also growing plants are actually tend to be a bit harder. That's kind of along the lines of like slime. Sometimes people are like, slime is really hard to make, Miss Steph, can you help us out? Growing plants properly, and there's a lot of teacher tips that are involved. And so I thought this year it would be great for me to actually engage you all when I'm doing these lives, kind of give you some of my tips. On Monday on my Instagram live, which is already up now on the YouTube channel as well, I chatted with you all and discussed some of the things that I'm doing with my students. And one of the things that I'm doing with my students, I thought it would be great to follow up with you on. See, Monday. Or actually, yeah, so Sunday night. But I started these this week. You see, okay, these were planted this week. Wheatgrass seeds. That is one of my major tips. If you're wanting to grow plants and just really quickly introduce any age group to the germination process, wheatgrass is the easiest one. Other tip, right? I mentioned and I told y'all, get fresh seeds each year. Do not try to pull some old seeds out. It will not go well for you. It's not worth it. Just get the new seeds, the new fresh seeds. Okay. So yeah, this has been just a few days. And this is what we've got already. Okay. And you also will notice, and next tip number 3, you'll notice, well, tip number 4, right? Because the first tip was timing. Second tip was wheatgrass seeds, if you want to try this. Third tip, get fresh seeds every year. Fourth tip, you don't necessarily need soil. A cup, a bag, a bag as in a small Ziploc bag, and some cotton balls. Okay? These are an easy thing that you can use, and you get a pretty big bag of cotton balls for reasonably priced. Also, tip number 5, get your seeds locally. So you can grab a bag of dried beans if you want to. I don't, if you really want to do beans, fine. That's you. But I'm telling you, they tend to be, I don't want to be discouraging or disparaging. It just tends to be challenging. That tends to be one of the things that's the feedback I'm getting from other educators. And so that's why I'm saying, hey, you can try something else. And wheatgrass or any type of grass is one of the things you can try because it germinates so quickly. Like I said, you see how easy this was? Cotton balls, some seeds, cotton balls on top, a little bit of water. Kid you not, that's all we did. Okay? And mine are already growing. All right? Now, other things to follow up on. You can see that my coffee cotton ball sample is basically not growing anything. I'm sure I will dig more into this. I'm going to let this grow for another couple of days because I want to do a full week and see if anything has happened. But the seeds, let's see if I can turn this around to where you can see where the seeds are. Right? See, the seeds are just there. Nothing is really happening. Okay. And so that's the coffee. And I think I specifically shared with you all that that's just the regular coffee. It's not any like special coffee. And also it has not been what we call spent. The grounds have not been rinsed or for example, like used to make coffee with. So all the caffeine is still in here. And so that I suspect is probably one of the reasons why I've not gotten anything past just the very beginning stages of germination. So that's your update on our wheatgrass. Remember what's in here. Soaked wheatgrass seeds. Okay. And that's actually tip number 6. Once you have your fresh seeds, soak them overnight. Or for about 36 hours. You'll be able to prove not all of them. So take a few of them, a sampling, okay, of your seeds to test to find out whether or not they will actually grow. Because that's another thing that sometimes folks have issues with. They'll tell me, Miss Stephanie, we tried to do some plants like without you and it didn't grow. Okay, well, one of the things is maybe your seeds weren't effective in whatever way. Maybe the seeds, was it the right time of year for them? Because the seeds know. They know. Okay. Is it the right time of year for them? Was the temperature of the water correct? Was the soil type of soil? Because there are certain types of soil. Was the soil right? Were the children overwatering them? All those types of things can come into play. But the first thing that you can check is just to see whether or not your seeds are active. And the way you can do that is take a sampling from your bag and from your pouch. Just take a very few of them, like 10 of them, throw them in some water for like a day and a half. If they don't start to do anything, then you know that your seeds maybe are not, that they're not going to jam, that they will not grow anything. Because after about a day and a half, you should start to see the very beginning, no matter what seed you have. You go 2 days to just make sure, a full 48 hours. No matter what seed you have, you should start to see the very, very beginning, like the little white piece coming out. That would be the beginning of the root, okay? Because we know that that's the first thing that grows in a plant. And because the root goes down into the soil or whatever growth medium you're going to put it in for the plant to be able to be nourished. And if it does not start, if it does not germinate, the rest of the growth process simply cannot happen. And I keep using the word germinate or germination on purpose. Okay, because that's the vocabulary word that we teach the children. Okay, and germinate means to start to grow. All right. So real quick today before I log out, I'll show you this too. This is my seeds with the little sponge, and you see the wheatgrass seeds. And these seeds were basically dry. I didn't even like really soak these. Okay, and you can see. I'm going to move my lamp up just a bit so that you can see, have a better image, right? Now we don't have our glare. We're getting a good picture of my nails, but you see the little bits of our plant that's growing, okay? That's why I say wheatgrass. It's not 100%, but it's a good 93%, okay? Likely. And you notice with wheatgrass, you can never have too many. You can just literally throw in a whole scoop. Everybody gets a scoop on top of their cotton ball or inside of the cup. As long as there's something to keep it damp and to maintain the some type of water moisture there, which is why I have the sponge there. Right. So now, like I said, I'm getting ready to kind of finish up. I want to show you another kind of dry run because, again, like I told you, what did I say? My tip: try them first. I always try it first. Okay, that's the tip from Monday. Okay, try it first. Not only Monday, but just I always say that. Try. I know I keep saying that, but like seriously, try it first before you do something with the children. Try it first. This is the other mistake that people make with plants is that they try to buy like seeds day of and they haven't tried it and then you don't know what's going to happen. Okay. Or maybe they're this wrong type of seed for your locality, for your like location, or the wrong type of seed. Maybe it's a seed that doesn't like to be grown in March. Okay. So yeah, Royal Burgundy. Okay, Royal Burgundy beans. Actually, no, I'm not going to do that like that. All right, so our little things. For those of you wondering what these are, I order things in bulk. Okay. Because of that, I knew that I was going to need the tops for some of these 12-ounce cups. We're going to need the tops, and some of the 12-ounce cups, I was just going to use the cup. This is a way to where I'm not wasting what I've ordered because I needed to order a bulk set of 12-ounce cups with tops. So now I'm using the top. Okay. So what I tell the kids, this is a counting exercise. Okay. You see how all of these things, every letter of STEAM is used. Okay. So I have my things. Don't have the kids hold things in the air. I'm holding this in the air so that you can see what's happening. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Another reason why you're doing this is to find out how many cotton balls you want them to add to each specific type of seed, because that is going to matter. Okay. Wheatgrass, you only need enough to cover the bottom. Since this is the top for a 12-ounce cup, this is an opening for a straw is there. But because of the cotton, right? We had that discussion today with my brilliant scientists that I had today. Hi, guys, if you're watching. Guys, gals, persons. One of the kids was like, well, why isn't the water literally as soon as we poured the water in? Why isn't the water going out of the hole? I had them think about that. That's another tip. What is that? Tip like we're on tip 7 or 8 now. Have them think about it. Do not give every answer. Yes, make sure the question gets answered. You don't want to leave questions just hanging there. Okay. Especially if it's not going to be answered by the experiment. Why is the water? Because, and so we had a discussion about it, and the kids were saying all kinds of different answers, very child-friendly answers. And one of the kids was like, because it's not in the cup anymore, it's in the cotton. Brilliance. Hello? Kid you not. The child was 4.5 years old. But Miss Steph, how do you teach science to little kids? They're natural scientists. Help them figure it out, but let them figure it out. All right? So that's another reason, just in case you're wondering, you're like, okay, well, how are we going to use this? And will a little bit of the water come out? Yes. If you find out that you've got too much water in there, that's another way to let you know that you're like overwatering. It's too much. Okay. Or you can put a paper towel down, yada, yada. Okay. So these are right? These are, because I told you I was going to use 2 different beans. I've got my burgundy beans. These are going to be dry. And then pea shoots. Okay. These are the pea shoot, the soaked pea shoots. And as you can see, they have started to grow. They've germinated. So I know that my pouch of pea shoot seeds is active, that they're good because they have started to grow. Like these, several of these have like really long little roots that we've got going on. So I'm going to grab 2 of them. Now with the wheatgrass, you can put in a bunch. But as some of you may know, beans grow quite tall, so they need quite a bit of room, okay? So see, you see that? Like, is that cool? That's the root, people. It's amazing. Okay. So I'll put this here, deposit it. Deposit 1 with the root down. Deposit 2 with the root down. Okay. Now on the other side, hi, thank you for watching Live with Ms. Steph. We are finishing up today's live. Earlier in the live, I talked about the Saturday Science Club facts, like different things that you might want to know, frequently asked questions, and then things that I tell families, even if they don't ask. Okay. Now these are dry. Have I tested them yet? No, I'm about to. Okay. And so these are my burgundy. See what color they are right now. Isn't that cool? So that's cool in itself. Our burgundy beans right now, they don't look very burgundy. But I kid you not, they come out so great. I've done these before. But again, I'm testing them. Now I want you to see, you see that piece? That white piece right there, that's where you should look for the root. The root is going to grow out of there. We already discussed why we use clear cups. We already discussed why we're using cotton, okay? Cotton is a great replacement. Now, the conversation about, and this is a great conversation I had earlier with another fellow educator, okay, is, okay, so can the kids eat the wheatgrass? We were doing wheatgrass with that particular group of kids. And my answer to her was, hey, the cotton, I think the cotton balls that I purchased may have been bleached. And so therefore that might be something concerning. So when we're doing these, we think through the entirety of all of the, we think through all of the possibilities, right? You go, okay, are the kids going to be able to eat this? What will be safe for them? What won't be safe for them? Like what recommendations, if I'm going to send something home, what allergens do we need to consider, right? Remember I was talking earlier about Saturday Science Club and bringing snack and all that type of stuff. And summer and all that type of stuff. These are the different things that we consider. And so one of the reasons why we use beans a lot of times with kids is because usually it's not that they're hypoallergenic, it's that children tend to not be allergic to those types of things, but you do want to be super careful. And then even, for example, grass. Some people have allergies to grass, but it's typically more to the like once it's like started to grow and on mass and all that type of stuff. Whereas wheatgrass is a little less. Less people tend to be allergic to wheatgrass. So, anyways, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, I counted really fast. And did the water go out? Mm-mm. Okay. And again, another opportunity for the children to use their numbers. Remember, STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Every lesson gets to see one of all of the letters. It may highlight one of them, right? Like this is a science lesson. This is definitely a biology lesson. But it is in all of the other letters are still like supporting characters. Okay. Now I'm going to push this down just a little bit, but you don't want the children like playing with it. Okay. This can be watered daily, just a little bit. You saw how little. You just want it to be damp. You do not want it to be waterlogged. This is another thing that the cotton ball is going to help with. All right. So yeah, the seeds, you notice how the other seeds are pretty much like you can't see them at all, but you can see our the one burgundy, royal burgundy bean. And then on this side, I know that I've got my pea shoots. Okay. So yeah, this has been Live with Ms. Steph. Today is March 6th, 2025. Please check out if you're just now joining us, please check out the beginning of the video. If you have questions about Saturday Science Club, I really break down answers for the top five frequently asked questions concerning program, cost, location, snack, parents, all of those things. I really appreciate you joining me on today. I look forward to hanging out with you at different community events. I've got a community event that I've just recently been invited to. More details will be forthcoming. That event is on March 22nd here in Harlem. And so more details will be forthwith. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I know I said it a lot, but we're an appreciative community. So thank you ever so much for watching Live with Ms. Steph. Have an absolutely wonderful day.